Hi everyone, I'm Evangeline right here at eTrailer. Since different bike racks fit different vehicles differently, today we're focusing in on how the Benton LittleShift single platform rack fits on the 2018 Mazda CX-9. This is definitely going to be the bike rack for the person that wants to go for a quick ride after they drop their kids off at school, or maybe hit the trails right after work on your way home. Since it's a rack that fits very nicely and compactly on your vehicle, the Benton LittleShift is something worth considering for those single bike applications. Now, with a single bike rack like this, you do lose out on one feature, which is going to be the ability to open up your hatch with the bike loaded. But in all reality, chances are your helmet and your bag is going to be in the back seat anyways, so you may not need that access in the first place. The way this carries your bike is you have an 80-pound weight capacity for even the heftiest of electric bikes. You have an adjustable rear cradle here for those different wheelbases. So whether you have a smaller bike or a larger bike, this will be designed to fit it. Now it does have an extra touch points that some other racks don't have, which is going to be a front wheel strap. That is there because of the different options for how you can carry your bike. So while this looks very similar to your most modern bikes where it holds on to that front wheel, in reality, if you have, let's say, a bike with fenders, you can use this front mount, bring it over to the frame, and then you can now frame mount your bike. So that's what those extra strap is there for, so that you have that extra stability on your bike. But in most situations, having it front mounted is definitely the way to go. And to take your bike off, I just put this down to the side so that I can grab the bike and go. Now note here how high I have to lift the bike up in order to get it onto the ground. Not that high up, and that's because of the positioning of this rack in the vehicle hitch receiver. So we actually installed this hitch on our Mazda CX-9 here today because the owner wanted to carry around a heavy bike. So that's in there, 2-inch hitch receiver, fits our bike rack very nicely, and this doesn't take up as much space behind the car. So if you are just going out and about, you're not planning on going for a bike ride just yet, this is probably how you'll have your bike rack. The one thing I do recommend to people is just to make sure that your hook is secure when you have it in this position. I also like to put the straps away so that it's not flopping around as I'm driving around. Now I do mention that it's compact. What exactly do I mean by that? Well, if you measure from the bumper, that plastic part there, to the end of the rack, that's going to be 18 inches. So very low profile. You barely see it when you're on the road. It does have a slight rise to it, so it's not bottoming out as you drive around, and it comes with a tightening anti-rattle pin. Although I do recommend upgrading to the locking hitch pin. You can even get it with a keyed-like cable lock here at eTrailer if you want something that secures both your bike rack and your bike when you are parked. Now, with the bike off, we are now able to access the hatch. Plenty of space from the hatch to the rack, and this has what functions as a hitch step. So for some vehicles, especially when you have something loaded up onto the roof, this might be helpful to get higher up and on there. In our case here, I like to use it when, let's say you're tailgating, you're just hanging out in your hatch, eating your lunch. You can use this as a footrest while you hang out there. So yeah, with all that being said, the Benton LittleShift is a very straightforward, compact, small bike rack with a lot of capacity. Being able to carry around even your heavy electric bike, plus your bikes of different shapes and sizes, is really cool to see. For the Mazda CX9, it's nice to see how compact it is on this vehicle. Now you do have a larger vehicle with the capacity for more people and more bikes. So if you are looking into a bike rack, let's say that can carry up to 4 bikes, even your small children's bikes, check out the same brand, but their larger bike option, which is the Benton Shifts and Grins, as an alternative. But this is awesome for those who want to sneak in a quick ride before or after work. What we just saw was the Benton LittleShift bike rack on the 2018 Mazda CX-9.